Taking control of your portfolio and taking control of your finances is going to allow you to take control of your life. So that's what I hope to show you in this video. I'm going to share my own personal IRR from my real estate portfolio from the last 6 years and benchmark that against the competition. The goal here is to just show how powerful getting out of public assets and getting into private markets can be. So I'm going to share my screen here. All right, here we are. So in blue is my portfolio. So I'm just going to talk through this real quick. So I have bought 3 houses, 3 passive deals, and 1 syndication over basically the last 6 years. This is my non-retirement passive portfolio. So if you watch some of my other videos, I think about things in 3 buckets. So there's a retirement account portfolio, not included here. There's my active deals. So I go out and I'm actively involved in deals, which I do quite a bit of. This is, I spent no time on any of these, right? I made a decision, I invested cash, and I got money back. So let's just talk through this real quick about how this is doing. So right here is just showing basically the timeline. So I bought my first passive deal back in January of 2018, and I still have it. My second one I bought shortly thereafter. Here's a third deal I sold in March of 2022. And then I did a syndication with a big tax write-off here in late 2022. So let's just go to the scoreboard. So we can see on aggregate, my portfolio IRR is about 32%. So let's compare that to some other things. So Bridgewater Associates, founded by Ray Dalio, who I consider the top investor of our time in public markets, his 5-year average is about 17%. So I'm 2xing debatably the best hedge fund in the world. RealtyMogul is a platform that offers real estate investments. I'm about 2xing their average IRR. Crowdstreet is another similar real estate platform that focuses on commercial assets. Again, I'm about 2xing what they're able to do is their average internal rate of return. Berkshire Hathaway, like I'm sure many of you know, founded by Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. I figured out, what their returns would have been over this time period. So over the course of 6 years, I basically, 3x'd what that company has done, which many would consider some of the top investors in the world. This one right here, so this was only about a 6-month period. So they did perform pretty well here, but that's also pretty standard where in the short term, you kind of see outliers like this. If you take a look at the S&P, it's basically just like they must have placed a really good trade around here, right? But over the long haul, right, over 6 years, it's really only about 12%. This percentage right here is just covering this very short time period. It's basically, at the bottom when the market corrected back in 2022. The other things we're looking at here is the S&P over these periods. So over the duration of my portfolio, the S&P did about 9.7%. So really good by most standards, but nowhere near, the 32% I was able to get. And then this is a real estate fund from Vanguard. So the takeaway here, guys, is twofold. So the first thing is I'm not spending any time with these, right? If you've watched my other videos, you underwrite the operator, right? So I bought all of these houses from the same person. So I underwrote that operator and I said, this guy really knows what he's doing. I trust this person, so I'm going to invest with them. So this takes none of my time, right? To 3x the S&P takes none of my time. The other thing, okay, and this is the big thing, is I am not including the reinvestment of capital in these numbers. So if you've seen my other videos, what I mean by that is if I'm going to invest in Berkshire Hathaway, let's say I put 100 grand in back in 2018 and I sell, today. So I'm not getting distributions, right? Berkshire doesn't do distributions. So I would get one stream of cash flows. These, I'm getting cash flow every month. Okay, so that does play into the IRR, but not nearly to the extent that it actually would, right? Because when I'm getting these cash flows, I'm reinvesting those in better deals and I'm making more money. And if you saw my other video, here's kind of just an example where I actually played this scenario out. I played this scenario out for the next 25 years. And I just said, let me take 3 sample deals that I've done in the last 6 years, and let me just reinvest that capital for the next 25 years. So if you watch that video, you can turn 100K into about $12 million, right? So in that video, the S&P over that period would get you about $1 million, whereas investing in things like this would be about $12 million. So that's it, guys. That's how we're doing. I'm pretty happy with this. So in the next video, I'm going to go through how I calculated these numbers. If you're interested, in the video after that, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be investing in for the next 6 years. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And again, this is just because I want to be transparent, and I really want to spread awareness for how powerful this type of investing can be. So if you have questions, let me know.